When in Greece, what's more iconic of a text to study than the Odyssey? We are the Humanities team at Think Global School, and we are taking our students to retrace the journey of Odysseus from Homer's The Odyssey. We want to share our journey with your classroom wherever you are in the world.
In this video, we hope you get a taste of our journey through Lefkada, Ithaca, Catalonia, and Zakynthos, while we ponder some of the central questions about Homer. As an introduction to your study of the Odyssey, consider these questions.
Who was Homer? What did he write about? What was life like when he lived and wrote? Why does Homer matter today?
While on board and on land, we'll reenact Homeric events, discuss themes from the Odyssey, and allow time for students to carefully construct their own Odyssey. Stay tuned for our iTunes course and other fun activities.
The Ionian Islands are located in the Ionian Sea off the west coast of Greece. The islands are really well known for their beautiful sandy beaches and crystal clear waters. We're at Lefkada Island in the Ionian Sea on the western coast of Greece, which is actually thought by some to be Homeric Ithaca from the epic The Odyssey. Homer wrote about Ithaca, the legendary home of Odysseus, being reachable by foot. And as you can see by looking at a map, that the island of Lefkada is actually reachable by foot. It wasn't until the 7th century BCE that residents here dug a canal that separated it from the mainland, making it an island. And according to Greek mythology, the island itself was a gift from Odysseus' father to Penelope's father on their wedding day.
My name is Elliot and I'm from New Zealand. Who was Homer? From what we know and think we know, Homer was a blind male poet who told stories orally, and from what he knew was passed down generations and was eventually written down as the Odyssey as it is today. But we could have it all wrong. Homer could be a female. Homer might have been not blind. Homer might not have been the one telling the stories. He might have been the one writing them down. Homer could be one person, or it could be many people. Homer is a mystery, and that mystery intrigues us as humans and kind of shapes what the Odyssey is today.
When you set out on your voyage for Ithaca, pray your journey may be long, full of adventures and full of knowledge.
Here we are in Ithaca, and this is what is known as Homer's School, which is also potentially known as Odysseus' birthplace and where Homer wrote about in the text, the Odyssey. There are no real archaeological discoveries to show that this is actually the place, but many scholars have found this to be true because of the descriptions in the text itself. There are no tracks nor grasslands. It is a rocky, severe island, unsuited for horses, but not so wretched despite its small size. It is good for goats.
Mine is a rugged land, but good for raising sons. And I myself, I know no sweeter sight than a man's own native country.
I'm Danielle. I'm from Hawaii/Switzerland. What did Homer write about? The story of the Odyssey is Odysseus is coming back from the Trojan War, which lasted 10 years. And he was trying to get back to his family as quickly as possible, but due to innumerable factors, it took him 10 years to get home. An Odyssey is a series of many adventurous journeys, usually marked by changes of fortune. So the gods, they're really prominent in all of this that Homer has written because they're really the ones making the decisions. So everything that happens in mortals' lives is because of the different conflicts that are happening with the gods themselves. And what's really interesting about the Greek gods is how incredibly human-like they are. So they're vain, they're probably more vain than most humans. They get jealous, they get angry. They're not perfect beings by any standards. In fact, they're probably some of the most imperfect beings there are. And so when they have their conflicts, which are not unusual, those conflicts then spur the conflicts of mortals.
Today we sailed 5.5 hours to Orgastoli port, which is the capital of Catalonia. The students had some time to look around town before diving back into reading the Odyssey. The important aspect of Catalonia and Orgastoli port is that the western part of Catalonia was actually believed to be part of Odysseus' empire because it's such a beautiful place. People speculate that it might have even been a place where Odysseus had an extra palace or a palace on.
I'm Victor and I'm from India.
what was life like around Homer's time. So this is a very complicated question because we actually don't know who or what Homer was. During the Trojan War, writing was not discovered or invented. If Homer was not present at that time, he wouldn't obviously be able to write the story. There are like different kinds of writing styles in the Odyssey and the Iliad. So people say that Homer, rather than being a single individual, could be a group of poets who like make separate components of the epics, and somebody came together and put them together as one book. Different archaeologists put Homer's time in different time eras. Like Herodotus puts him in 14,000 BC, while another guy puts him like in 12,000 BC. So Homer is a very mysterious personality, and we can't actually know what or where he lived.
So this is Zakynthos. It's the third largest island in the Ionian Sea. People's been living here since the Neolithic age because they found settlements around the coast. This place, Zakynthos, has been mentioned in both the Iliad and the Odyssey. In the Iliad, Homer talked about the first inhabitants of Zakynthos being King Dardanos and his son Zakynthos of Troy. Legend has it that Zakynthos was first conquered by King of Catalonia and then by Odysseus, a hero, the king of Ithaca.
My name is Mayoya and I'm from Ecuador. I am gonna talk about why Homer matters. Homer is more than just a person, it's more than just an author, more than somebody who wrote a bunch of cool books. Homer is a whole tradition, he's like a whole culture. Its reality matters not. Whether Troy was an actual city and there was an actual war, it isn't important. The story is there, the history is there, and we are learning from it. What matters is that his stories and the poems are there, and like the influence it had on the Western literature, all the Homeric style that was created because of him, or her, or that, or whatever it was, that's what matters. And I don't know, I think that people, we have an existential need to put a face, a story, and a name behind all great creations that keep on living on our contemporary society, because the idea of somebody dodging the bullet of oblivion, it's nice, it's really nice to believe that a blind poet called Homer still lives on, whether he died like 1,000 years ago and people wouldn't have known him without his stories. What really matters is everything that lived after him, this whole movement, and I think that that's what Homer is. Homer is a movement, it's more than a face, a name, and a story.
My name is Nobody!
We pose these 4 essential questions to our students in order to inspire a better understanding of both the context and the importance of the text, the Odyssey.
By learning what is known about Homer's legacy, we were better able to understand what Homer's legacy means to the contemporary audience.
For lesson plans and teaching tools related to the Odyssey, please check out our iTunes U course, where the Humanities team, Visual Arts, World Literature, and Global Studies collaborates to provide you course content for your teaching of the Odyssey.
Lastly, if your students would like to meet ours, check out this video of our favorite quotes from the Odyssey. And don't forget to share yours too.